Hello and welcome to Salando Sound Waves. I'm Sandy Denslow and this is week 14, day 69. Our reading today is from Numbers 11, 1 through 15. Fire from the Lord. Now the people complained about their hardship in the hearing of the Lord, and when he heard them, his anger was aroused. Then fire from the Lord burned among them and consumed some on the outskirts of camp. When the people cried out to Moses, he prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down. So that place was called Taberah, because fire from the Lord had burned among them. Quail from the Lord. The rabble with them began to crave other food. And again the Israelites started wailing and said, "If only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost, also cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. Now we have lost our appetite. We never see anything but this manna." The manna was like coriander seed that looked like resin. The people went around gathering it and then ground it in a hand mill or crushed it in a mortar. They cooked it in a pot or made it into loaves, and it tasted something like made with olive oil. When the dew settled at camp at night, the manna also came down. Moses heard the people of every family wailing at the entrance to their tents. The Lord became exceedingly angry, and Moses was troubled. He asked the Lord, "Why have you brought this trouble on your servant? What have I done to displease you that you put a burden of all these people on me? Did I conceive these people? Did I give them birth? Why do you tell me to carry them in my arms as a nurse carries an infant to the land you promised on oath to your ancestors? Where can I get meat for all these people? They keep wailing to me, 'Give us meat to eat.' I cannot carry all these people by myself. The burden is too heavy for me. If this is how you are going to treat me, please go ahead and kill me, if I have found favor in your eyes, and do not let me face my own ruin." Now let's consider the 7 arrows or 7 questions from our devotional book. What did this passage say? What did this passage mean to the original audience? What does this passage tell us about God? What does this passage tell us about humanity? What does this passage demand of me? And how can I change the way that I relate to people? And what does this passage prompt me to pray to God? Now let's look at the devotional on page 84 of our book, The 7 Arrows. All right, we're actually on page 85, and here is the devotional for this passage. It is fascinating to see how quickly the nation began to grumble against God and Moses. Not so long ago, they were crushed under the weight of slavery in Egypt, but they were freed. God brought them out of slavery and guided them to the land he promised would be exceedingly wonderful. He also fed them with food they had never seen or did not deserve. The people, much like us, were quick to forget God's faithfulness and blessing. They looked back on their previous life with fond memories and complained about their present situation, questioning God's goodness and Moses' leadership. God, once again, acted in judgment to remind the people that he was at work to care for them and bring them into the land of promise. Rather than grumbling about what they lacked, they should have celebrated God's blessings and trusted that he had their best interest at heart. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you'll tune in tomorrow.